99% of men out there have shitty dating lives. Women give them no attention. And if they get attention, they get disrespected and they end up in relationships where there's no polarity and where they end up with dead bedrooms. And one of the biggest reasons why that is because most men have been conditioned to be nice guys. They've been conditioned to people please, to always put the needs of a woman first and to look for other people's approval. And all of that behavior that is subconsciously turning women off, and that will even make women disrespect you. And that's why in this video we're going to talk about how you can overcome that nice guy syndrome and how you can become that guy that gets what he wants out of dating and that gets out what he wants out of life. So that brings us to the first point, which is that you need to start fighting the beta male programming. Because our society is programming men from the beginning. Be thoughtful, be considerate, put her needs first, put her on a pedestal, tell her how much you like her, and then she will eventually fall for you and she will want to have enthusiastic bedroom fun with you. And none of that is happening. Because if that dating advice was working, then 95% of men out there, they wouldn't sleep with only 5 to 7 women in their entire lifetimes and end up in divorces and dead bedrooms. Our society has lied to you. Our society has sabotaged you to fail in dating. You need to give up on your ego investments and you need to start experimenting instead of going with contemporary social dogmas. Because if you're not going to fight the beta male programming, then you will end up just like everyone else. You will be taken advantage of, your dating life will suck, you will become miserable, and you will have very little sex in your life. And also what you need to understand is that women find it super sexy when you are able to rebel against all of these dogmas that society is propagating into your brain, that you need to be a nice guy and that you need to be considerate and thoughtful, and that if you put in enough effort that eventually she will want you. Women find it super sexy when you start doing the exact opposite because it shows strength. The nice guys out there, these beta males that just follow the dating advice that they get from the radio and from Disney movies, women see them as weak, and that's why women do not become wet for them, and that's why these men, they always end up in dead bedrooms, and that's why they become miserable in their lives. So that brings us to the second point, which is that you guys need to stop apologizing for your desires as a man. Because society is constantly shaming you. If you want to sleep with women, then you're taking from her, you're doing something bad, and you should definitely not talk with multiple women, and also definitely not sleep with multiple women at a time. That is very bad. You're a bad person if you do that. Because the reality is the society does not want to see you succeed in dating. It does not like men having a great dating life because everyone out there is failing. Everyone out there has a shitty dating life. 95% of men out there, they sleep with 5 to 7 women in their entire lifetimes. They settle for fatties and they become miserable. They become unhappy as a result. So of course, if there's a guy out there that lives a great dating life, of course that no one likes it. Women do not like it, other men do not like it, and you will be shamed for it the moment that you start living a dating life of abundance, because misery loves company. And that's why you need to understand that you're going to face backlash the moment that you stop apologizing for your desires and that you go for what you want in dating. You should just stay firm, you should be strong, and you should be mentally resilient and just say, these are my desires, I go for what I want in my life. And that is also very attractive for women because most guys out there, they hide their dick, they hide their desires, and they pretend that when they're on a date, they do not actually want to sleep with her, and they feel that they are taking the moment that they make a move on her and that they try to take her home, as if they are stealing from her. And you are not. That is backwards thinking. When you are sharing the sheets with her, you're doing her a bigger favor than that she is doing to you. Because the amount of attractive men in this world, they are very few and far in between. There are too few men that are capable, that are mentally resilient and mentally strong enough to rebel against the contemporary dating advice and just focus on becoming that bad boy that attracts the women that he wants and that gets what he wants out of dating. Also because most nice guys, most men out there, they hide their desires in dating, they come off low status to women. Because the moment that you show that you go for what you want, that shows that you feel worthy of actually attaining that you feel confident that you're going to get what you want. But most guys, they never go for what they want, they never ask her, and you cannot get something that you never ask for. And that's why it's very important that you understand that. A guy that is confident, a guy that is not a nice guy, a guy that puts himself first, he will ask for what he wants, he will go for what he wants, because that shows high status, that shows confidence, and that is wildly attractive for women. You should never hide your dick or hide your desires that you might have in your dating life. So that brings us to the third point, which is that you guys need to start putting yourself first. Because most nice guys out there, they put everyone else first because they have been accustomed that you need to people please and that you always need to put the needs of a woman first. And when she texts you, let's do a dinner date instead, and let's do the date near my place, that you just go along with it. And you shouldn't. You should set clear standards, and you should also come from a place of dating is about making me happy. It's not about making women happy. Because if I am not happy, then what's the point in all of this? I might just be single and not go on any dates if going on dates with women is not making me happy. That's why you need to have strong frame. Yeah, you need to set clear standards. This is how I'm going to run my dates. And everyone that is not going to jump through my hoops, they can just run for the hills and that's it. And you need to put yourself first in dating because women hate men that make big sacrifices for them. Moving cities, constantly traveling to see her, long distance relationships, taking another job so that you can be near her, whatever the case it may be. All of these things that make your life complicated and that make you step into her frame and put in a lot of effort to see her and to be near her, all of that turns them off. And that's why these kind of relationships, they always end up with the woman cheating. They always end up with the woman looking for another guy that's more of a challenge, a guy that puts himself first. Because when you make all of these big sacrifices for her, you come off like a guy that has no status, that has no women, has no abundance, and you come off like a thirsty beta male, like most men out there. That's why also in relationships, you need to put yourself first. Yeah, she moves to you. She puts in effort to come to you. You do not uphold your life for her. She should uphold her life for you. And if she doesn't want to do that, then she doesn't have high attraction and desire for you. Because men and women are not the same. The moment that you do big sacrifices for her, you ruin attraction and she will have nothing to do with you and she's going to cheat. But the moment that she does big sacrifices for you, what does that mean? It means that she's a high quality woman. It means that she appreciates you, she values you, and she makes you a priority in her life. And because of that, you appreciate it. And why do you appreciate it? How many women out there are capable of doing that? How many women are actually willing to make big sacrifices for a man? Those are very few, far in between. But that's the kind of desire that you need to have in a dating dynamic and in relationships. So that brings us to the fourth one, which is that you need to start practicing confrontation. Because most nice guys, they are nice guys because they do not want to rock the boat and they do not want to get into potential conflict with someone. Because dating also requires you to be comfortable with conflict. Because sometimes things are a zero-sum game and you just need to stand up for your interest. Sometimes you need to tell a woman no. You should tell a woman no very often. And if you're not comfortable with doing that and you're just always going along with what she wants, then you ruin her attraction. You come off like a low-status guy because women always go for men that are strong, that are assertive, and that stand up for themselves. But the moment that you are not doing that, then you just come off weak in her eyes. And that's also why it's crucial for you guys to practice martial arts, especially boxing, Muay Thai, because you need to become comfortable under pressure. Because sometimes someone is going to attack you and you need to stay calm and you need to be able to maneuver and to move and to still put up a good fight. Yeah, and that's the same thing with everything in life. That's why, especially boxing and Muay Thai, they're so great because they teach you so many things in life and so many things that can also help you in dating. So that brings us to the next point, which is that you need to start treating women like adults. Because what do most men out there do? They try to be gentlemen and be considerate, which basically means she gives me demands, I go along with it because I'm a thirsty beta male and I have no standards and I am a nice guy that will just do anything to get a date. You treat women like proper adults. That's also why you do not take out her coat, you do not open the car door for her, you do not pick her up for a first date. God gave her 2 legs and 2 arms and a set of brain cells so that she could order herself an Uber, so that she could step into her car and drive it to the date venue. All of that stuff, she's totally capable of doing it herself. That's why it's totally unnecessary to do all of these gentleman behaviors. And women also love it when you treat them like adults, because women love it when you tell them no. Because that shows standards, that shows strength. It shows that you're not afraid of conflict. It shows that you're not the typical nice guy like 95% of men out there. So that brings us to the next point, which is that you need to be okay going against other people's interests. Because sometimes things in life, they're just a zero-sum game. And you need to step up for your own interests. And you need to be assertive and you need to go for what you want. And a perfect example of this is when you're talking with a gal and that woman, she wants you to give her princess treatment. Yeah, she wants you to pick her up for a first date, nice steakhouse, take out her coat, treat her like a lady. Yeah, and if you do not give it to her, then she will resort to shaming. And she wants to do that also because she wants you to shower her with attention, and she has probably also some confidence issues herself. And in that moment, you just need to stand firm and you need to walk away and you need to be totally comfortable. Never talking to her again, no matter how hot she is. In that moment, you just do not go along with what she wants, because it's in your interest that you date women that have high attraction, high desire for you, that do not give you demands, that are easygoing, that are not prematurely already acting difficult just because she has some confidence issues and she wants to get princess treatment. And that's why it's so important to understand that abundance, it solves so many problems in dating. If she is difficult, you can just move on and meet someone new. But society will tell you, well, that is bad. You shouldn't talk with multiple women. Yeah, and society has conditioned you with the beta male programming that is somehow bad, that you're just walking away and that you're telling someone to just run for the hills, that you will just bin her off. They will tell you that is bad. They will tell you to always put your eggs in one basket and to show her how much you care. And if you do that long enough, doesn't matter who you have in front of you, she will appreciate it and she will fall in love with you. And that is not reality, man. The reality is that it's a cold world and you need to put yourself first and you need to come from a place of abundance, and you always need to make sure that you are making you happy, because no one else out there is going to do it for you. So that's it, guys. So if you listen to this and you're frustrated with your dating life, feel free to book a call with me with the link in the bio, and I'll help you to get that dating life that you've always wanted. That's it, guys. Peace.